What is happening, YouTube? It's great to see you here, and welcome to my 10-part series of how to improve in Warzone. Now, these videos are going to be quite lengthy videos. I'm not just posting clickbait videos that are going to be use this gun, you'll instantly gain 2KD. It doesn't work like that. We all know it doesn't work like that. What these videos are designed to do is to give you all the tools you need to become a better player. Everybody has weak areas and strong areas, and that this video is designed for everybody to find their strong areas and their weak areas and to utilize them or to improve them where they need. We'll be covering the best ways to rotate, how to get yourself out of those bad situations when the circle doesn't quite go your way, or how to take the most of when the circle does go your way. We'll be covering everything from how to play individual game modes like solos, how to play trios and quads. I'll be splitting all these videos up into chapters so that it's easy to navigate and you can find your way around very easily. You can come back to a bit that you missed or that you want to go back over. But as always, you know, it's nice to be nice. Like the video. If I helped you improve, give me a sub. We're trying to reach 1,000 subs before the end of January. And if there's somebody on your squad that you think needs to improve, why don't you send them one of these videos and see if it does make a difference. But as always, guys, we're all here to have fun. Wish you guys all the best, and let's just have some fun and get into it. So welcome, guys. The video that we chose to analyze for this is a solo game where I got a decent amount of kills, but I actually won this one as well. We had to change up the playstyle halfway through, which we will discuss when we get to it. But first things first, there's two things you want to be thinking about when you first start up your solos game. Number one is going to be where the zone is, where the likelihood is that the zone's going to end, and what it is you're trying to achieve with your game, whether it's you're going for a high kill game. So if you are going for a high kill game, generally speaking, anywhere within this circle is going to be the place to drop for a high kill game. The most common drop. Anywhere outside of that, you're going to be looking at, you know, going for placement or looting up and then trying to go into the high kill zone or catch them rotating. But if you are playing for position, then, you know, a good place to land is kind of like Seaport District, the farms, if the circle's a little bit kinder on this one, and the back end of Zaran Sea. So what we'll do is we'll get more into this and we'll look at what it is we're choosing. Now, I started this one off going for a high kill game, and in solos, bounties are going to be your go-to, quite simply because quite often your bounty might get killed by somebody else. First circle in solos is crazy, to be honest. And it's quite an easy way to get that 5,000 to get, you know, munitions, ammo box, your first gun just to carry you through, or a UAV, something just to get yourself in, get your momentum up or get the ball rolling. The one we're going to choose is actually this one. We have a shop right there, and we've got Old Town and Low Town right next to us. It is quite central, so, you know, we're going to be looking at sweeping around this area, getting our loadout, and then sort of pushing to where the zone's going to go down. Without further ado, we'll progress the video. So you've already decided what you're going to go for. There's a couple of things you can do is set yourself targets, which is a cool way to do it, by each circle getting 3 kills. 6 circles plus the final one, depending on how far it goes. You know, it's going to add up if you're getting three kills a circle. So one thing, as we're dropping in, one thing I like to do, this is complete preference, is I'm going to land on top of here because, quite simply, we've got the high ground down onto this. We can see other people dropping in. Rather than dropping in straight on it and running in through the door and then other people getting information on us, we can get the information on them, get a grasp, and then decide on what we're going to do. Now, in solos, information is the biggest thing. In any game mode, it's information. The more information you have as a player, as well as equipment and things like that, but we'll get into that. But the more information you have, the better decision you can make, and better chance you have of taking a gunfight on your terms rather than them. But we'll continue and see what happens on this drop. Oh, sorry, we went to this one. So we get a good look at what's going on. In a split second, enemies dropping in the area, audio com, we have this guy, and as we can see, we have a few more guys floating in. Try and get some early shots on this guy, and we unfortunately miss. We see another guy dropping in just there. Getting early down. We've seen the second guy. This is what I was saying about taking a gunfight on your terms. Now we've got the down on that guy. He's gone. But now we've got no plates, and we're at half health. This other guy's got a gun. We heard that he's got an AR. It would be silly for us to challenge him. So what we're going to do is try and take this gunfight on our terms. We're going to reload. See this second guy coming right here. Now, this guy didn't see us, I'm not sure. But we also heard through audio that this other guy is pushed out trying to chase us. So now we know the only clear path would be going in and through. Now this is quite highly advanced to getting into, bits of movement and how to play around players. But basically, the idea is you want them to chase you, you want to get the gunfight on your terms. We're still at half health at this point, so we still need to continue. Get ourselves a gun. We do have plates. We pick them up. First things first, we make sure that this guy hasn't continued to basically challenge us and follow in through this door. Our health started to regen now, so now we can look at maybe getting a challenge off. We haven't really got time to play it because we have got two right on top of us. I didn't want to take the risk. So clear that door. Now we know he's not there. We can now look at this other door. We have the guy that comes in from this side that walked right around this building, and then he's come in and walked across. And unluckily enough, he's ended up right in the middle of us too. We get some good shots, get the most damage, and we get the kill. But again, we're not going to re-challenge. We're still full health. We're going to take this gunfight on our terms on this other guy. He's going to push in. And now there's only two options. Again, it's narrowing down what the possibilities are and taking it on your terms. We're still full health. We aren't plating up yet. This guy's probably just as low as us as well. He's either going to push out this door, or he's going to go through and push out the other door. That's the only two options. So we're going to cover this one. But bearing in mind, we do have this wall on our right. So we're covering ourselves from that direction. So we're taking one step at a time, although this does happen very fast. It is something that's going to take a little bit of time to build up. And he does come out the first door, and we get the kill. Off to a really good start. First circle, 3 kills off 1 drop. As you can see, your absolute best friend in all of Call of Duty is your minimap. As you can see, up the top, we do have one guy shooting up above, which gives us a little bit of information. But the second bit of information is that we are hunted and we are on 1 bar. So we can quite highly assume that one of these two fighting up at that point are going to be our bounty. So what we're going to do, considering we didn't get the contract, I've only got $240. We're going to get a little bit of loot. Another thing to look out for. We have a counter UAV up in this top left. This is this guy, just another piece of information telling us that, there's somebody in this area. If a counter UAV goes up and it's in a circle like this, the guy's right in the middle of it. Never use counter UAVs because a decent player will know exactly where you are from that counter UAV. It's absolutely pointless. So one thing I would like to discuss here just quickly, which will help you a lot in general, no matter which mode it is. You'll have heard the term centering before, and it's about placing your crosshairs where the most imminent threats are while you're walking around. You want to see your crosshairs pointing towards the floor, but especially in solos, because in essence you have 100 separate teams that can hold 100 different points on the map. And they might have one build in each. The chances of an engagement in solos is a lot higher than what it would be in other modes, simply because there's more players that are spread out. So always, especially in first circle, when everybody's running around trying to gather things and trying to get the loadouts, just be quick, but check your corners and just use as much information as possible. You hear me say this all the time with information, taking in everything into account. What your health's like, how much money you've got, what your resources are, plates, do you have the browns to attack? You know, all these things. We've got perks, luckily enough, which we did pick up off the floor. All this information, you know, again, if it's not something you normally think about, it will have to implement. I want you to get into the habit of every single gunfight. After that gunfight, can I hear footsteps? Is there another enemy coming? Do I know, you know, if you think that's the last enemy, right, reload, play it up, go again, gather some more information, take your time. It becomes a concurrent pattern of doing the same things over and over between each engagement. And here, checking where the likelihood is, checking the doors, checking the roofs, checking the windows, just so that we don't have to adjust and then take our shots. We can already get our shots on. I don't want to keep pausing it too much, but you've just seen us there pick up a portable radar. Again, another amazing resource for gathering information for us. Portable radars are really good when you're stuck in a building or you just moved to a new area and you want to throw one down just to see if there's anybody in the near vicinity. UAVs, on the other hand, do the same thing. They're great for when you're on the move, when you're rotating or things like that, or when you're just trying to find a general picture, you can use them. Things like flashes and things like this at the start of the game, not a lot of people use them, not a lot of people pick them up. Always pick up your flashes, your gas, your stuns, because any piece of equipment to give you that advantage will really come in handy. Again, we've seen some pings on the radar. You can hear your gunshots, but we also see the threat bar rising. What we're going to do here is just take a peek over rather than jumping into the action. You know, because if we have a look at where we were there at that point, if we jump down to this lower ground here, where the radar pings were coming from, we're on the same level. We don't necessarily have an advantage. We're entering what's called a 50-50 gunfight. Either party can win. And then if there's two there, which if they're already fighting, the likelihood is they're going to be, then we're opening ourselves up to a third party, even if we do get the one. So we use this little ledge just here and peek down from height just to gather some information and see, is the one, is the two, has he killed the other guy? You know, where is he? Can we push into him? Just information all the time. Get footstep audio. So instantly we're on alert. Now we're looking around. We've just picked up the BASP. We chuck the portable radar down, and as you can see, this guy is on his merry way up the wooden platform outside the window. You get a glimpse of his leg, and then we also get a glimpse of his gun in his hand coming through at this point. Now we do know he is pressing us. This isn't our bounty because we're only on 2 bars, so we know that our bounty is still close. So once we enter this gunfight, there's probably going to be a high chance that the other guy's going to come a third party. Got very lucky with this 50-50 gunfight. Ended up with literally 1 HP left, as you can see down below. But we're going to take our time, play it up straight away, reload our guns, and get ready for our next gunfight as soon as possible. As soon as you have chance, get them plates back on. Speed. Our portable radar now picks up 2 enemies fighting on our level just outside this door. You know, it's highly likely that these are going to be our bounty. Reload, get ready for a gunfight. Now this is a bit silly for me, because this guy is here his nearest cover is here. The likelihood of me getting him down from that is quite unlikely. And as you can see, our threat's now gone up to 3. So we're pretty sure that this guy right here is our bounty. Get the flash. Try for a second. Don't get a second hit marker. So we know that this guy is the ledge down here. We already know this. This guy's most likely jumped off that ledge and he's down below. What I'm not going to do is instantly peek over and challenge, because we've lost line of sight. Don't want to chase him because we don't have the information. We then chase him, he can pre-aim where we're coming from because he knows exactly where we're going to be coming from. Reposition. Take the gunfights on your terms every single time. I've gathered some more information. We're going to peek over, see if we can see him in one of the windows and one of the rooms. We see one of the portable mines, on the floor. So if we'd have jumped down there, we would have got stunned by that portable mine and we would have ended up in a hard place. I'm going to wait, see if he comes back up, see if he gets curious. Where's he gone? He has got us on the radar, so he knows where we are. Again, footsteps coming up the platform. This might be our guy, trying to get a visual. We see him there. And it's a nice, easy takedown. Pretty simple. That guy did not know we were there. And apparently I can't unmantle. Now, we have no information on our bounty. That wasn't our bounty, because he was in a different suit. So we know there's one more guy around here. Loadout's now dropped in, and we hear the footsteps on our left. Now, this is a very interesting gunfight. So this is our little friend from up the top. Now, we've just jumped down from this platform, and we are now wide out in the open for this guy to just beam us at his beck and will. So this isn't on our terms. We've got a huge disadvantage here. He's only showing half of his body. Our full body's exposed, and we're going to have the animation from dropping down to picking our gun back up. And we're going to be much slower. So what we need to do is, in this situation, we're left without a choice but to use a little bit of movement to try and get this guy to miss a couple of his shots and just give us that opening that we need to basically take him down. It's a very, very simple maneuver, this one. You'll have all heard of the slide cancel. Well, now it's different. It's a slide, jump, and then jump again, but jump backwards. It's called a fadeaway, but this, I didn't quite do it right. So you basically slide to one side, lift your character up, and then jump and either come back or to another side. So the guy has to move his aim and then try and come back again. You'll see how this gunfight plays out and how I managed to achieve it and still, get the kill. We didn't quite get the jump, but we just about threw the guy's aim off enough so that we could get some good shots on him. Now that is a little bit more advanced, and that will take a bit of practice. We will be doing a full movement guide and all different types of movement and how to do them and how to do them consistently and how to train them and how to practice them, which are two very separate things. Well, probably do it in our next video, to be honest. Is going to be movement. Now, end of the first circle, start of the second. Target is 3 kills a circle. We're already up 6, so we don't really need to push that much. And I want to show you something very, very interesting about loadouts, which nobody mentions. If you knew this already, you don't have to give me a like. If I teach you something here that's going to give you an advantage, then you've got to give me that like. Write the comments down below if you knew this or not. When a loadout drops, this is the center point of the loadout. What I'll do is just turn the fade off a second. So this is the center point of the loadout. If we have a look at our loadout, it was in this direction. So when the loadout dropped, we were over here in this direction. This loadout is in this direction. So we know there's a guy in this direction. This loadout's dropped here, directly opposite to us. There's another guy over there. So there's 2 other enemies in this close area. This is a huge piece of information you can get from loadouts. This works the same whether it's quads, trios, anything. A lot of people don't know this, I don't take notice of this, but this can be a huge advantage of knowing once you get your loadout where to push next with when you don't have a UAV or a portable radar. Something that can really, really come in handy. Did you know it? Let's be honest. So what we want to do here, we're head on kills. You know, we want to play our lives. We've got our loadout. We've got 11,000. You know, there's not really a buy that's near us at this point. But we have got a bounty. Again, bounties are huge. Grab them when you can. It lights up one person on the map. Even if that person goes down by somebody else, you're going to get the cash. But very, very good contracts to grab. See, we do have the shop close by. This gives you an indication of whether or not somebody's nearby as well. Sometimes you'll get a bounty. It's a bit further away. Not always a factor because you can only have a bounty put on you once per game. Once you've had a bounty on you, which we did early on, there can be no more bounties on you unless it's a high game bounty. Gonna take the bounty and we're going to see there's a guy over there. Probably dropped in for one of them loadouts. And we're going to stick to the height. You know, we're just going to get a vantage point over this. We know he's in that general vicinity, which is going to be this petrol station area or these two little buildings over here. So what we're going to do from there is look at basically sticking along this roof line and just closing the distance on this guy, trying to get a bit more information, a bit more accurate information on where he is, what he's doing, because we don't know anything about this player. Quite often you can figure out how good a player is from situations like this, whether or not they're hiding, camped up in a building, or whether they're moving about fast, or whether they're attacking you. What we're going to see here, let's just check it our angles. We now get the confirmation when it narrows in that he's in one of these two buildings down below. I'm going to see if he's moving, if he's aware of us. Well, as we get to this point, we can obviously see that this guy is playing a little bit scared. He's a bit unsure. He's not peeked. He's hiding in one of these buildings waiting for us to push in. Gives us a huge indication that this guy is probably not a very good player. Going to close the distance, and then the circle then moves over. We can see that this guy is definitely in this other building. But then when we push over here, the circle pings back, which I've never seen before, to the other building. Don't quite know how that works. So we take the high ground and just have a look at the windows, see if we can see the guy peeking. Maybe he's having a look out, seeing if he can see us coming. Which he doesn't quite do. So what we do here is we're going to try and bait the guy to have a look. We're going to take a couple of shots at the window. Doesn't really peek. You know, this guy's, we're pretty much sure he's not a good player at all. Are we going to run through the doors, expected? Nope, we're going to use a little jump. And this guy, you know, he's sat in a corner looking at a wall. Like, Collector, you do see this. You know, I hope you improve, get a bit more confidence, but you should at least be peeking the windows, just trying to get some information.
Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated.
So now we are in the third circle, 7 kills. And we're going to look at pushing across and maybe start rotating and get another bounty. Try to keep them kills up and keep them kills coming in. Now, I will have to just skip that back slightly. I just want to have a look at this minimap. So what we heard there was some gunshots from this area. Now, anybody who knows and has played Warzone, this is the fire station. This is a very, very popular drop. But if we have a look at the circle is obviously this side of us. we've got all this closing in. These guys from pop-off are all going to come down this way. The guys from military are all going to try to push through here or here, up across the bridge, and they're all going to gather on this. We're going to have all the guys from Hedika Farms pushing through Lowtown. Everybody in this vicinity is going to be pushing towards where I am. So what we're going to do is get ourselves covered, grab this bounty. We're going to go pick up, see if we can pick up some information on these guys rotating in. One of the very popular things that people do, and I don't think most people notice to do it, if we can see this bridge here and this bridge here, people that crossing at Old Town and over there, they don't want to generally go down and use the ground floor. They always kind of filter in and all go towards the bridge and try and run across the bridge. Don't know why, it's not the smartest move, but what you'll see us do at this point is we're going to go grab this bounty and see where this takes us, see if we can get some information on somebody rotating in. We see a ping over from the fire station. See some fighting over there. Now, thought about it for a second. I don't really want to push out into there and put myself in the same situation as them with no advantage. I'm going to go back and I'm going to stick to the plan. I had to actually stop to press record on this because I had a good start to the game. Gunshots going off. They killed the person counter in the top. Up here. We hear shots and we see that drop down, so we know that that guy is gone. Definitely one coming in. Then we get the information from the bounty on exactly the guy who was just shooting, and he instantly goes down. So unfortunate that our bounty information is now gone, but it does give us a little bit of information that somebody is still rotating in, or somebody's holding them. Again, just playing patient, keeping the high ground, getting a good ledge, and just trying to take the gunfights on our terms. And what we're going to see here is we're going to get a glimpse of a guy walking across. So we zoom in. I don't know if you noticed that, it was very, very small. Walking across from left to right on the roof there. And we see him parachute down. Now, taking our shots at this point, again, we're going back to the same information as before. We're probably not going to get the down before he's in cover. We've got the element of surprise, so we're going to keep that. Now this guy's exposed. So this is the time, to take our shots and see if we can get this down on this finish. Now, unfortunately, we missed nearly every shot. And this guy has no choice but to either run across or jump. He chooses to jump. I'm not going to chase him. I know he's under the bridge. I know he's going to be expecting that. We've got circle coming in. I'm not going to be silly and chase one kill when we've already got 7 and we've got a good game going. And we need to get to zone. We've got $27,000. So let's get some more information, Get a UAV, get, a couple of kill streaks maybe, and just put further improve our advantage against other players. Now again, not just running across straight to the buy, we're getting up on the high ground and basically having a look out and just checking out areas, gathering as much information as possible. Information is key. Always, always, always try and check your areas, check your corners. Now, I couldn't quite pause that in time. But what we're going to see here is we have 2 enemies. We have one of our friends here and one of our friends running across here. Now, the second one, I did not see this guy. I instantly focused on this guy down here. Do get the break, which means, where's this guy going to go? He's got to run out of this building across there, or he's got to go this way. Circle's closing in this way. Likelihood is he either pushes around and takes the back of this wall, or he pushes out this way. He's already broken. we've got a huge advantage. We just need to push and either try to get him running out, or he either comes out to us. Either way, we've forced him into a play. This guy's already lost this gunfight now. Before he even knows it, he's already lost. Because we've got such a high advantage against him. And there he is, trying to flare up, and we get an easy kill. Now, this guy hears the commotion, and we can just about see him peeking through here. Now, I didn't see this again because I do have the big stupid icon of the buy station still lit up, even though I know exactly where the buy station is on the map. It's silly from my end, but the guy gets good shots on us. Now, at this point, you know, we're very weak. Guy's nearly plated us. Storm is literally touching our tippy toes. So we need to make a play and we need to make it fast, is what was going through my mind. Now, in hindsight, I have got an orange mask. I've lost 2.5 plates. I have smokes. I had so many options at this moment to use. I mean, probably one of the best plays was to stay in this gas, play it up, and then re-challenge, or play it up, smoke, or vice versa. Just use some equipment and use a bit of patience. We had a lot more time than what we thought with this gunfight. Unfortunately, we re-peak, and again, my gun skill let me down. I just couldn't shoot this guy. Go down.
Gas is closing in. Get to the safe zone.
And he's using his covers, using, that head glitch. We go to the Gulag. Now, Gulags. Obviously, in the Gulag, 1, 2, 3 lanes. Gulag is all about gathering as much information as fast as possible and then making a play from that as quickly as possible. So, a lot of people will walk out to a side lane, try and challenge down the lane. It's like, I don't like doing that because these back corners are very, very dark. What I like to do is go straight down the middle, and either from there, straight away, you can see down the left, and you can walk across to the left slightly, and you can see down the middle. So you've already crossed 2 off. You're also then covered from the right. So if this guy is not in either of them 2, he's obviously gone right, so we can just challenge him there. Crossing off basically pathways that he can possibly choose. That's the way to play, as well as obviously using a gun in the Gulag, work out which one's better. Sometimes the secondary is better, so definitely something to take note of. Again, we slide through, we hear the guy running fast, so he is going to early challenge us, but like you say, he has come through the middle, and then he's going to early challenge us. He's trying to challenge this, see if we're on this side or this side. He's getting the information. But fortunately, we got to the spot first, and we've got our gun up ready. And we just beat him by speed. Now, we've seen there, we had jailbreak imminent, which is good for a high kill game. We know that there's people coming back in. We're on 9 kills. Got a lot of money in the bank. I think it was around 14,000. But now, this is where a lot of people make the mistake. Like, I was on a high kill game. I've only got an SVA with next to no bullets. I've got no plates. I've got no equipment. I haven't got much of an advantage to take the higher kills. So what we're going to do is look at what information we've already got. Now, the circle's closed in right from that side across. So, you're going to have people coming in from Seaport. You're going to have people coming in from Cargo. And then you've got all the people from where we just were in Low Town and High Town. And then you're going to have all the people from City coming across here. So as you can see, anything this side of the circle, all of this area is going to be hot. There's going to be a lot of people. So this is an easy way to figure out which of our buy stations is going to be safe. So we have a look. We've got one on the train that's in our safe zone. We've got one just down here that's in our safe zone, but we do have one on the edge of gas on high ground just here, which is a portable one. Now, portables can be risky because the guy could have just dropped it, or it could be there from earlier on in the game. But again, using the portable information, we do see there's probably going to be guys on this building that have all come in from there. So if we do land for one of these, this area here, doing orange this time, is going to be our biggest threat. Now, you've already got all of this information, but people just pick their favourite buy station, I'll go to that one, and it's a gamble. Don't need to gamble when you've got all of this information. Now, the likelihood is, with a jailbreak, there's probably going to be one, maybe two people land here. You know, you've got the big game bounties. They're going to be looking for the loadouts themselves, and they're going to be looking to maybe get 1 or 2 kills or drop on people, but we've got 14,000. We need to get kitted up as quickly as possible, as quietly as possible, to start progressing towards this end game. So as you can see, we're looking around, looking at where people are coming, and we choose the one on the roof. Again, when you're flying in, take your time, have a look around. Is there anybody walking near? Is there a guy sat on the roof? Nope. Right, we're going to fly down, and we're going to use this. I'm going to stay behind this cover on the left. Looking at the roofs, is there any glints? Nope. Okay, we're safe. Self-res, loadout, armor box, munitions. All you need for a good time.
Loadout drop headed your way.
Nice and fast on our loadout. We're going to get plated up. Get our munitions. Now we get high alerted from the right. Don't know where this guy is, so peeking, moving, gathering information. Not seen as a static target. Again, high alerted. So we're going to drop down. We're just not going to be a sitting duck. We're going to change the speed of the player now, because we need more information. 9 kills, 4th circle. You know, we're a little bit behind on kills because of dying. So we didn't get them kills running into the zone. Otherwise, it could have been towards a 20 kill game. We're gonna here, just gonna see if we see anybody running past, seeing if we can get a kill for free. We're already in zone. We hear the zip. So now we know that there is a guy on our roof for 100%. Are we gonna run straight up there? Nope. They're gonna wait either to gather some information, or, you know, we get an opportunity, which we'll see in a moment. Playing it patient. We're going to watch this circle count down, make sure nobody comes in at us, and just see where the circle is going to go for the 5th one, which will basically tell us what we need to do and where we need to go, but also the only one person we need to focus on at the moment is the guy on our roof, because he's going to be the one that is our biggest threat. He's got the high ground on us, and we're going to have to run out underneath him. He's going to be able to see us no matter where we go. We haven't got a gas mask, so we can't use the gas mask player to wait for him to jump.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
So now, as we see, circle pulls, a little bit unfortunate for us. So we are going to have to go relatively in the open. Now, as we said before, hot zones. We're going to have all of these people, and all of these people, and maybe 1 or 2 from here, 1 or 2 from here, all looking to either swim across, take the bridges, or swim across, and all get into this zone. Again, a hot zone on this circle, right hand side. So if we want to play for the win rather than kills, if you want kills, get yourself in this zone. If you want the win, you're going to have to get yourself on this side of the line. Nice positioning. Now, I'd already decided at this point, once I come back from the Gulag, that I was just going to try and play for position. I've already got a decent amount of kills. I just want to have a good game and see if I can get the W. So, what we'll do is obviously progress this, but again, we've got the guy on our roof. Biggest threat for us at the moment. And then Next one is, this is going to be popular, so we're going to need to check this out and keep an eye on this building. And then this is our goal, the hotel building. Biggest piece of high ground aside from this building, which is going to be a danger building. So ideally we want to start progressing against the hotel. But first things first, we need to now take this guy on. So how do we do that? We're going to sprint up. No, we're going to aim walk. We're going to take our time. Keep the element of surprise. Now, you do hear the sniper shot. You can see the line. Just up here, where he's just had a sniper shot. Now, with a sniper, what do we know about snipers? When they zoom in, all they can see is this circle, what's in front of them. We are going to be placed, if we go up this ladder, right underneath this guy's scope. So it's just perfect timing, to be honest, this. Now, I know I can go up this ladder, and I know I can safely push. We get the peak, see exactly where the guy is. At this point, we can still choose to disengage if we need to. But we can see his gun's pointed up, so he's definitely still looking. So we're going to get the push, and we're going to attack this guy. Didn't stand a chance. All by using little bits of information, what we have gathered. Checking behind us. Keeping the gas to our back at this end game, making sure that nobody can come up behind us, so we're closing off our angles, so that we only need to focus on what's in front. Now, like we said, we're probably going to have people coming in, possibly down here, jumping off from here, or coming across here to maybe try and utilize this shop. This is the highest building. This is the second highest building. Now, going inside this house and getting near the shop, this point is a very, very obvious player, but it's right on the edge of circle. So what we're going to do is move across, take our time, gather some information. Guy on our right, 16 people left, including us, so 15 enemies. Get some information. Again, just taking our time, not sprinting too much. Get moving from cover to cover. Close enough behind us. Keeping moving. We see a guy drop. And now there's 12 enemies left. These guys, you can hear all the gunshots going off. 10 enemies left. So the numbers are dropping quite quick from that high alert area. 9 left. See how many dropped very quickly from that rotation. But over here, in this safe zone, we're having a party. We're just cleanly walking through, checking our corners. Nobody's about. Now, if you want to go for those games for pure placement and not high kills, and you just want to have some wins, then thinking about the map the way we did there when we broke it down, sticking to these safe zones and trying to keep covert is the best way you're going to be able to win solos. It really is. You can literally get to final circle without having a single confrontation and just get a 1 kill. Just being in the right places at the right times. Now, what a lot of you do in this situation is use this and fly straight up onto this building. One thing I do not like about this is these zips throw you up. Not only for anybody, if they're already on that building, is going to make you a very, very easy target for them to just beam out of the sky. But the circle is very small. And you beam up to that height, everybody left in this zone, the other 8 players, are all going to be able to see you, and they've got information on you. See, by taking them, unless you really need to rotate fast, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Or cover a long distance. I would use them for maybe getting a long distance, you know, if you caught out after a gunfight at the end of the first circle or something like that. Or you need to cut across, you know, cross water, across the river, something like that, usually good for. We're going to take our time. Checking all the possibilities of where enemies would likely be. Just making sure that if we do enter another gunfight at this point, being so late game, that we do enter it on our terms. We don't want to risk anything. Last 10, well, there's 8 others at this point, so we don't want to get third-partied. Do hear another gunfight, another enemy down, 7 left. And I gather some information. Can't see anyone peeking. We get highlighted from the right. Pardon me. So we know that on our right is the area over here where the shop is. But that's not our target, that's our main focus. That's out of zone at the moment. If we have a look at where Circle is now closed. A little bit further and looks something like this. Now, this building is the only high ground in this area, so at this point, this building is a must. This is a power position in the 6th circle, and anybody keeping this power position, you need to be taking hold of that power position, especially in solos. And it's pretty much gonna, most of the time, guarantee that you get a win if you can take that power position. And we see the glint. We're not going to re-peek instantly. We're going to smoke. We're going to get to cover and reposition. We peek that, this sniper's already aimed on our head and he just takes our head off and we have to self-revive and he's probably going to push us and get the finish. So we re-peek from a different window. Again, we want to take the gunfight on our terms, not his. Giving ourselves more and more of an advantage than him. Checking behind that nobody's going to push it behind us. And what we can tell by this storm is that once we get up to the top of the steps, these steps are going to be in gas. Take our time, clear each room, gather some information. Not seeing anybody just running out in the open just yet. Going to clear each of these rooms. Again, see if we can gather a little bit of information. Now, safe zone closes in. Final circle's here. The only building left in zone is ours that we're in. All we need to do now is hold this position, see if we can get 1 or 2 kills. But one thing that knowledge will teach you is this building is closing in. We've got a couple of buildings which are closing in from here and a couple of buildings which are closing in from here. We can get to a point where we can get a vantage point over this. We're most likely going to get some nice, easy kills. Again, all of this information's there. It's always available to you. It's decision making and taking in this information and using it to your advantage that is going to get you them high kill games. So now we see this guy straight ahead. We see him with a riot shield. There's always one guy in solos sat there trying to cheese it with a riot shield. Get good is my simple answer to this. Use a gun, play the game properly. Nobody likes riot shields in solos. Other game modes, you do you, but it's just awful. It's not fun for anybody. Just please stop doing it, guys. I'm gathering information. It seems like these 4 guys are hiding somewhere. So now if these 4 guys are hiding, where could they possibly be? So we look again at our possibilities. So we've got the riot shielder, which is in here. Got some low ground underneath the bridge here. We've got this bridge at this point, which you can see now. That could possibly be underneath there. You know, there's a few possibilities. So just see how this plays out.
Gas is closing in.
We've got a huge vantage point over the rest of the map. We just need to not get sniped, basically. Close the door so we can hear anybody who is possibly pushing up behind us, coming in. Maybe give us that split-second notification. See the riot shielder again with his side exposed. Take a couple of armor hits and throw our equipment. Now, I shoot this. If I didn't shoot here, I'd probably got the down straight away. It's a bit of a silly move, but... Then I see Mr. Riot Shielder come out. Now, he's already focused on us. He's taking protective cover behind his little bulletproof vest shield. But we see this guy. Now, the one on the right is a much easier target. This guy is right against Storm and he can't stay like that forever. He's in the open. He's chose to go across this way. Channel map is across here. And what is here? Is absolutely nothing. So I want to focus this guy that's here running underneath us, because if he gets underneath us, that's our biggest threat. It's always about taking your shots and choosing your biggest threat and taking it out. I get some good shots on this guy, get the down on the finish, And then we look at this guy plating up behind what he thinks is a wall. But then we see he's taking cover from our little friend underneath here. Again, he's trying to do the same thing and trying to take this power position underneath us, which we don't want to let him do. So we get the down on the right shielder, and then we focus our attention on the guy running in. We get the down on him. Now, information after that little bit of carnage is we prepared, we got ready, we got our vantage point, and we were ready in this final circle. We used the information that we were given. A lot of these guys didn't or were unable to because of the way the circle pulled. Got 3 people left. Got 12 kills. We need to get these last 2, and then we've got the win. We've got 1 down, 1 guy that we're unsure of where he is. Say unsure, but we've been looking at this whole half, so we've cleared that off. So the last guy has got to be in this bottom area. We know that by deduction. So what we're going to do is wait for this guy to push out and just keep pressuring him. Don't waste our time. He's focusing on us. You know, he's got a right shield. We've got no equipment left to use. We could use the munitions and get the 2 breacher drones and try to throw it that way. But see here, something very, very important. Turns his right shield away, and pointed it towards this direction and exposed his side to me. But the reason why I did that is because we got Mr. Sniper shooting from this way. Now if we break this down onto the map, it's coming across this direction. So now we know our sniper is in this area somewhere. There's only me and him. All we need to do now, we've got the high ground. But this last circle pulls across to here. We're literally got our backs to the edge of this storm, and we're going to have to push across right past this guy. Now, what I don't want to do at this point is just jump out, try to get ahead, because while you're parachuting, you're easily exposed, you're an easy target. I don't want to throw this win away. We've got so much of an advantage from where we are and the position that we're in that I just need that little bit of information on exactly where this guy is, and then I can choose to make a play. So, I didn't see this at the time, but we can see our little friend here peeking his head above this wall. Now, even if I got down at this point, I've got self-revive. It's probably likely that nobody else is going to be up here, otherwise we would have challenged us or heard them by now. But even if I get sniped, which he does get a good body shot, I can get back in, I can get replayed and come back out again. Now, smokes for moving. You've seen loads of people use them, but what the mistake a lot of people would make here is use this smoke and jump straight across and try and get the zone. We don't need to do that in this situation. We're just going to be an easy target for this guy sniping us. So what do? Use the building as cover that separates us and him. Put our feet on the ground, stick to cover, and try and get this gunfight on our terms. Try and gather some information on this guy. Now we're aim walking, trying to listen. Trying to hear footsteps. And we see the guy's head pop up there. He's tried to jump over something. So we know he's behind this wall. Footsteps. We see his gun. Now we see his head. Now, at this point, he's seen us too. So we need to get shots on. We need to get this armor break first. Which we do. Now, this guy, we've flipped it around now. So we're in zone. This guy's now out here. As you can see, he's going to push out into gas and run away. Now, I'm not going to chase him. He wants me to do that. I don't need to chase him. He can play it back up. We've got high ground. See him, gather the information, and we can then make our move. We get an easy kill and an easy finish to the win. 14 kills and a great, great win. Now, again, let's just recap over everything. It's about gathering information, choosing your gunfights wisely, moving from cover to use that, and playing to your strength, to use your gun's strength. It's pointless you challenging a sniper at 100 meters when you're shooting with an AR. Reposition, you've got the information, use the information against him if he chooses to stay there, and then get that gunfight. But no, all in all, I really hope that you learn something and this helps you improve. Yeah, as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you made it to the end, well done, because that was a long video. I hope, you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And I genuinely hope that this makes your Warzone experience a little bit more fun and gives you the tools you need to just have them fun games, get a victory every now and again, and get more kills and just progress in the game and get that knowledge. So yeah, we'll be excited to look at our next video in the series, which is going to look at how to get better movement and how to use slides and jump shots and things like that to gain the edge in those 50-50 gunfights. But no, thanks very much, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.